Hi and welcome to today's daily reading for the 22nd of March. I'm looking a bit flushed here. We put the heating on and I'm upstairs, so the room's getting warmer and warmer because I've got the door closed. So anyway, the reading today is coming from The Soul's Companion, Connecting with the Soul Through Daily Meditations by Tian Dayton. Alrighty, and we're talking about being an individual. An individual. I am an individual able to stand on my own while still maintaining genuine connection with others. I am not an island unto myself, nor am I a non-distinct part of the mass. I see my life as a process of getting to know myself, of exploring the contents of my mind and heart, which will in turn allow me to understand myself and others. I have a right to self-define. I enjoy being me. And then there's a quote by Carl Jung, J-U-N-G. Only the man who can consciously, this tiny little writing, only the man who can consciously assent to the power of the inner voice becomes a personality, and only a personality can find a proper place in the collectivity. Only personalities have the power to create a community, that is, to become integral parts of a human group and not merely a number in the mass. For the mass is only a sum of individuals and can never, like a community, become a living organism that receives and bestows life. Thus, self-realization, both in the individual and in the extra-personal collective sense, becomes a moral decision. And it is this moral decision which leads us to the process of self-fulfillment called individuation. It also implies becoming one's own self. Wow, it's no wonder I didn't go in and study psychology. It's a bit gobbledygookish for me. But the part that Tian's written about being an individual able to stand on your own while still maintaining genuine connection with others, that's a really important thing for us to be able to do, don't you think? You know, when people go into a marriage, it's great to remember that you are separate pillars of the same house, if you like. You know, you're not one person. And I think that marriages can get into trouble, or relationships in general can get into trouble, because it's almost like they become one person. And we're not one person when we join with someone else. We are still our own individual selves. And for me, that's really important, you know, to be that person that I take into the relationship, staying strong in myself so that I can be myself. I'm waffling a bit here. It seemed like a really good, you know, I enjoy being me, and I do enjoy being me now. I didn't so much in the early days. Plus, even though I was an individual, I didn't realize the importance of being that individual when I was younger. I tended to be that island by myself, and I can be prone to that still, you know, being that isolated island. But I have noticed this week that I have been taking the water violet batch flower remedy. So the batch flower remedy water violet, which is for those of us who struggle to connect with others in a personal sense. And we tend to be detached and look a bit aloof and snobbish. And I didn't take it deliberately because I was feeling like that. I was doing a little experiment with myself, and decided to use all the W's in my box, and water violet obviously begins with a W. But anyway, the point of this is that I was driving home from a networking event that I had been at, realizing how sociable I had been and how much I had enjoyed myself rather than feeling awkward. And that was me being a balanced me. You know, I think I've been out of balance for so many years in water violet that I I struggle sometimes to have a connection with others, even though you might not think that because I'm online every day doing these readings. On a personal level, with people who are my peers, I can struggle. So being that individual, being a part of a community is very important. And if we struggle with being a part of that community, putting ourselves out there to connect with it, the batch flowers can help in many different ways, including that way where you feel you're an alien and different from everybody else. Way over time today, 5 minutes and 22 seconds. So I'm closing now. Namaste. Love to you all. Bye now.